their katha, this that they are discussing, talking about, becomes very, very sweet, very captivating to the Prit Karna. Prit means the ear and the heart. Prit Karna. Karna means ear, Prit means heart. So, when the devotees of the Lord take the subject matter of Krishna's appearance and they discuss it among themselves, and they glorify it, they broadcast it, then this vibration is most attractive. And so what happens? So then others who are not yet devotees, they become attracted. Their ears become pulled to the assembly of devotees. Their hearts become attached to that assembly of devotees. And they want to drink this nectar of Krishna's pastimes. As the devotees are discussing among themselves. They want to drink it. And then, what is the result of that? The result of that is that real Dharma becomes manifest. Tad Joshana. Asu Appavargasya Vartmani. This is the way that this Appavarga Vartmani, this means the path of Appavarga, we've already explained, Dharmasya hi Appavargasya. Real Dharma means this Appavarga, this ending of all the Vargas, of all the, even the so-called good aspects of material life, ending the whole thing. Ending our material entanglement once and for all. That is Appavarga. So one cultivates this path by the hearing process. So therefore, Krishna consciousness is inseparable from Dharma. You cannot practice Dharma. There is no such thing as Dharma without Krishna consciousness, without Krishna katha, without hearing about and discussing the Lord's pastimes. And this is the reason why He is descended on this day. This is the reason for Janmāṣṭamī. This is the actual reason. The Lord came so that we could talk about Him. So that we can remember Him. So that we can taste the nectar of this transcendental katha, transcendental narrative. And thus advance on the path of real Dharma. And this advancement means, the conclusion is, Shraddha Bhaktir Anukramishati. So, that step by step, Anukramishati, Krama means steps. So step by step, one first of all, from associating with devotees, hearing about Krishna, one gets Shraddha, one gets faith in Krishna. Then comes Rati. Rati means attachment, attraction, attachment. One, just like I've had so many conversations with persons who, actually it's a kind of bittersweet lamentation that they reach some point in their life where, there's still material desires, there's still the memories of material sense gratification. But now, we shall say, the poison of Krishna consciousness is in the blood. They can't give it up. And then they're torn between these two worlds. And then because it's there in the blood, they can no longer enjoy material life again. And they're kind of like, they lament a little bit about that. There's a certain stage of lamentation. They see it all before them, but they know, now I can't enjoy this. Oh. No, but we shouldn't remain like that. Actually, we should go to the platform of real enjoyment. So you see, this rati, this attraction, this attachment, this entanglement in Krishna consciousness, wherein one suddenly knows, oh, it's got me. I can't get free now. Then we should jump from this to the next stage, bhakti. So Shraddha, Rati, Bhakti, Anukramishati. Bhakti means pure devotional service. Just become a devotee. Manmana bhavamat bhakto. Yeah, forget it. You can't enjoy it, that's right, so forget about it. Instead of thinking about that manmana, think about Krishna. Bhavamat bhakto. Become His devotee. Madhya-ji. Worship Him. Namaskaru, and offer your obeisances to Him. Surrender to Him. This is what we should do. So actually, Krishna is descending into this world this is just to create, you see, an attraction to him. That's all. That's the reason why he comes. He displays his wonderful pastimes so as to create a transcendental subject matter, sweet tasting subject matter which will attract the whole world to Krishna. And Prabhupada said that if we have love for Krishna, that is our desire today. That is why we are here, we fast, we engage in all the special activities of Janmāṣṭamī, because we're hoping that Krishna will reward us with love. So what will be the symptom of that love? Will it be that our eyes will always be moist? Will it be that our voice will be trembling? Will it be that we will sometimes bump into the wall, not being able to see where we're going? Maybe that will also be there. But these are not essential. Prabhupada explained what is essential. The essential symptom of love. Again, citing his discourses from 72. He said, it's very simple. That if one has love for Krishna, then he wants to see Krishna's names, the glories of his holy name, expanded everywhere throughout the world. This is love. If we actually have love for Krishna, then we want to see the holy name of Krishna on everyone's lips. We want to see the holy name of Krishna invading everyone's ears, and driving out all their nonsense thoughts, and replacing all this Maya with only Krishna, 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 Krishna. That's it. As I sometimes say, we want to see the day when every time a television set is turned on, there will only be Krishna. And now the news from Vrindavan. Today at the Bangi Bihari temple. What? Now the news from Mayapur. Now the news from Radhadesh. Oh no! Well, let's have some music. Where's MTV? Hare Krishna. Well, let's turn on the radio. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Let's look at the newspaper. Bhakti True Maharaj came to Amsterdam. In every media of the world, only Krishna. This is the desire of one who actually has love of Krishna. So let's pray for that. Yes, we should pray for love of Krishna today. That should be our prayer. Because Krishna appears on this day just to give us that opportunity to develop love for him. So that is the corresponding prayer we should have. Yes, Krishna, give us what you have come to give, love. But we should know what that means. That means enthusiasm. And this word enthusiasm, I don't know if you've seen the GBC journal, the latest one. Anyway, there's an article by me in there, because I'm the chairman. So I explain this enthusiasm, just like in Sanskrit, utsaha. So ut means like uttama, transcendental, and saha means together with. And in the English word, and I suppose it's a word in so many languages, so enthusiasm, it comes originally from Greek, and en means in, and thus means theos, God. So actually even looking at the two words that way, utsaha and enthusiasm, you see even, you analyze their structure, you find they mean the same thing. That real enthusiasm means that one is feeling within himself the presence of the Lord. And one is always with God, with Uttama, with the transcendental Lord. And so on that platform he serves the Lord. That is enthusiasm. Feeling always the presence of Krishna. So we should desire to become enthusiastic today to spread Krishna's glories everywhere throughout the world. And that is the purpose of this Krishna consciousness movement. Whatever position, again, referring again to this Daivi Varnashram, we all have the same goal. One may be so-called posted as a Shudra or a Brahmana or this or that. But actually we're all working to the same end. To expand Krishna's glories everywhere. That is Daivi, that is the transcendental Varnashram system. That is real Dharma. And nothing else is Dharma. It is just karma. So I will stop here. And anyone know the time? 10. Does anyone know the schedule?
Yeah, rehearsal.
Is there anything? Huh?
Next program is Arctic
At
at 12:30.
12:30. Okay, so we have time for the inevitable questions. So it's Stump the Swami time. So all your difficult questions. I know on these days, everyone comes with a suitcase full of 10-year-old questions. So it's Christmas time for questions. Yes, from the telephone.
You said in the beginning that Lord Brahma was the son of Krishna. But how is it that Lord Brahma, actually when he was born from Krishna, that he was in tamas? Like when Dhruva Maharaj was touched by the punch of Krishna, and then he was immediately enlightened. So how is it that Brahma, who was born of Krishna, he was born in tamas? That he first has to meditate in order to...
Yes, Brahma is qualified to occupy that post. But just as Srila Prabhupada said, lion is the king of beasts. But that doesn't mean that he just lays there in his cave and animals come to him and say, please sir, open your mouth, I want to go in. Just because he is known as the king of beasts doesn't mean that automatically everything just happens for him. He has to show that he's the king of beasts by going out and hunting. So similarly, Brahma, as we know, is the most qualified of all the jivas in the whole shell of the universe. Therefore, he is the one who takes birth from the Padmakosh, the lotus navel of the Supreme Lord, Padmanabha. But he has to show his qualification. So he shows his qualification by setting the ideal example of a Brahmana. Brahma, his name means he is the first Brahmana. So Brahmana is not by birth. This is not Vedic. How do we know this? We see Brahma, as you have said, when he was born, he was in ignorance. Very good point. This actually proves that Daivi Varnashram Dharma is the only real Varnashram Dharma. There's no such thing as a born Brahman. Because Brahma himself was not born in knowledge. He did not just, the lotus opened and there he was reciting Vedic shlokas and a guru, first instance, just by his birth. No, he was in ignorance. He had to qualify himself for initiation by doing tapas. For 4,300,000,000 years, solar years, he did tapas. And then the Lord revealed the Vedic knowledge within his heart after he was qualified. Now, his position is special because he, among all living entities, is the only one who can do such tapas for 4,300,000,000 years and become so qualified. So that is his, natural qualification. But again, it's not like, as with this example of lion, he just did nothing. Never automatic.
I read somewhere, I can't remember exactly, that when Brahma was actually not born from Vishnu, but from the lotus flower. I don't know if this has some kind of connection.
Well, the Brahma Samhita, the Sanskrit slips me right now, but there's a verse which says that the lotus flower is the link between Vishnu and actually all living entities. It's sambandha. Sambandha, that term is used. The lotus flower is the very form of the sambandha. Sambandha means the eternal connection. So being born from that lotus flower means that Brahma is eternally connected to Vishnu. And it is clearly stated that in the Shastra that Vishnu is his father. That is a statement. Yes?
Maharaj, in the very beginning you explained the risks of a devotee to become joyful without philosophical background, and they feel liberated. So we often heard in lectures that because we have this benediction of Srila Prabhupada, when we chant our 16 rounds properly, follow the principles, then we all go back to Krishna at the end of this life. So this is also kind of basis for our Shraddha, that we can, like Guru Maharaj often says, we know we are in the right boat, we just have to take care not to go out. Maybe you could elaborate on this, how to distinguish those two things, to not to feel liberated, but to feel secure in our Krishna conscious movement?
Well, I'll answer your question this way, that joy is a necessary symptom of devotional service. Brahmabhuta prasanatma, associati na kanchati. So when one is on Brahmabhuta platform, then one is naturally prasanatma. But Prabhupada also said that while Krishna consciousness is joyful, that's a fact. He said that if we do not study his books carefully, and actually he said, we were speaking of Dharma, he said Bhagavad Dharma. Bhagavad Dharma means hearing and chanting about Krishna. It means this very study, learning about Krishna. And that is the life of everything we do. That is a life. That is actually the source of the real joy, the joy that lasts, that is eternal, that will maintain us in the joyful position. So there's no differentiation between the two. This joy which comes and goes, and this is just some drop of mercy that one may get by the association of devotees, coming into the association of devotees. Then there is some encouragement, one feels this bliss. But unless one becomes steadily fixed in the process himself, then he'll not remain joyful. He'll again, as soon as one feels the impulse of material attraction, you know immediately that you're no longer in prasanatma, in spiritual bliss. So how do we overcome this impulse? Then we have to become firmly situated in the process, which means knowledge. Which means we have to carefully read, study, remember, quote Srila Prabhupada's books. That will reinforce the intelligence, the spiritual intelligence. This is Buddhi Yoga. To become steady in devotional service means Buddhi Yoga. It's the intelligence that makes one steady. And the intelligence must be strengthened by Guru Vani, Prabhupada Vani. And that's why we have to read Prabhupada's books. And if we think that we can just... That's what Prabhupada said. He said that unless one is serious about understanding his books, then whereas now maybe we are chanting Hari Bol, in the future there will be no more Hari Bol, Prabhupada says in one lecture. There will be no more Hari Bol. Or just like he explained about the deity worship. In India there are so many temples. So many temples with Radha Krishna deities. But generally when you go, you see this is why ISKCON temples are special. Because the deities are so bright, so nicely decorated, so opulent. Now why is that? Some will say, well, it's because, Western people have so much money. No, it's not really the fact. Yes, Western people have so much money, but they're using it to build skyscrapers, not to worship deities. So why is it in ISKCON temples the deities are so beautiful and well taken care of? Srila Prabhupada said, it's because here we are hearing and chanting. We are studying Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. And therefore, this fixes us in this steady mood of devotion to Krishna. We want, we see by intelligence that we must worship the deity nicely. Whereas in India, it is just a family, ritualistic tradition. Goswami family has inherited deities from his predecessors. And, his reading is limited to Harold Robbins books and stuff like that, which you can buy at the airport. I've seen this myself in India. This is the kind of paperback books they read, fiction books, and not Shastra. And so because there's no taste for hearing and chanting, there's no deep study of this Bhagavad Gita, and therefore the deity worship is very lackadaisical, very, whimsical. And you can see this when you see the deities. They're dressed in dirty cloth, simple, very too simple, not nicely decorated. So all of our devotional service is enhanced and becomes more and more joyful when this is explained by the Lord himself. Devotees derive great satisfaction and bliss. How? By discussing his glories, Krishna's glories with one another. Enlightening one another. This is why we have these classes. So next. Yes?
The Vishnu tattvas, all the incarnations of the Lord, are they actually individual identities, or that are their own, or is it all Krishna own?
Vishnu tattva.
Yeah, the Vishnu tattvas, are they separate individuals?
Our philosophy is
Just like the living entities are all, we are all individuals.
well, our philosophy is a chincha veda veda tattva. Everything is simultaneously one and different. But the Vishnu tattvas are more one than different. The Jiva tattvas are more different than one. Put it that way. But one and different, ultimately. One and different. That's how all these kind of questions are to be answered. Yes?
The first expansion of Krishna is Balaram, but where does Radharani comes in?
Radharani is Lord Krishna's Shakti, his energy. Balaram is Lord Krishna himself. Lord Krishna is Purusha, or Shaktiman, the enjoyer or controller of Shakti. So Balaram is that kind of expansion. In other words, Lord Balaram is also the Shaktiman, or the enjoyer. And so Radharani, of course, she expands also as Balaram and all other Vishnu tattvas are expanding. So she's also expanding to be enjoyed by them. In her original form, she's enjoyed only by Krishna, the original enjoyer.
But where she comes in, when she appears?
Huh?
When Balaram is the first expression of Krishna, but when she appears, when is that?
Well, I don't think it's very profitable to think in terms of linear time about these subject matters of expansion. Who was first? Because it's all, as we must, I think we all should keep in mind that this is Nitya-līlā, eternal Līlā. So in order to understand more clearly, then you have to come also to that platform yourself. Yes?
You were mentioning today about the Vargas as a material facility that you consider very important, like birth, wealth, beauty, knowledge. And from in Kuntu she said that unless one is exhausted from these material facilities, one will not have a sincere feeling toward Krishna.
Mm.
And then on the other hand, we see that we would like to attract Hare Krishna movement, we would like to attract people who are materially opulent, intelligent, and even try more and more to have the help of people who are important in society. So how does this relate to the fact that we know that only those who are exhausted materially will join the movement, but at the same time we want those who are materially qualified so our movement can expand?
Yeah. Actually, I mentioned that in the class, maybe I didn't elucidate on it. But we, as I said, the thing I said was we don't nullify these advantages by, for instance, blowing them up with dynamite, but we nullify them by engaging them in Krishna's service. Everything for Krishna. And this is the real meaning of sacrifice. Sacrifice means to give, you give up. So you give up these advantages, but you give them up for Vishnu. And he is their origin, he is the only proprietor of all opulence. Therefore he is Bhagavan. So devotional service simply means to serve Bhagavan with all bhagas which by his grace we have at our temporary disposal. We just offer them at the Lord's lotus feet. And then all these bhagas, they become perfect. Their real excellence is seen, and that is what is attractive. That is what makes this movement expand. When all the bhagas, the opulences, are very nicely arrayed around the Lord in his service. And that's, yes, we want intelligent people to come. We want beautiful people, just like in Australia when Prabhupada was having darshan with his disciples. And then, much to her embarrassment, he pointed out there was one exceptionally beautiful Mataji. And being a devotee, she was shy and all that, but Prabhupada pointed out in front of everyone, she is very beautiful. She was very embarrassed. And then Prabhupada said, but there's no, we have no objection to her feminine beauty because it is fully engaged in Krishna service. So yes, everything, feminine beauty, although in material life, a beautiful woman is considered an enemy. That is a statement of Chandra. Men want to make friends of beautiful women, but they're actually making friends with their most deadly enemies. But that's material life. But when a woman becomes a devotee, she may be beautiful, but all that beauty is for Krishna. Therefore, on festive days, the ladies, they decorate themselves. They look very beautiful, but it's to remind everyone of Krishna. It all has a transcendental effect. So, Janma, good birth. Just like I was saying, in India, they think Western, to be born in the West is good. And therefore, when we come, you step off the plane in Delhi, and then immediately they're all around you. Sahib, addressing you as Sahib, which means master, like that. And they're very humble, they want to serve you. Of course, they want money. That's one powerful motivating force. But they think Western people are so respectable. So what did Prabhupada do? He brought plane loads full of dancing white elephants, he called them. These Western-bodied devotees. On the Pandal program, up there chanting, dancing, and everyone was astonished and feeling very embarrassed that, oh, just see, they have taken our culture and they're even better at it than we are. So that was Prabhupada's preaching tactic to motivate people in India to take up Krishna consciousness seriously. These Westerners who you admire, they're doing it. Shruta education. So one may be scientist like Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj. So he's using his scientific background in Krishna service. So all of this for Krishna. And in this way you can say, the obstacles that Queen Kunti remarks about in that verse, the obstacles that these present, these four things, four vargas present on the path of spiritual life, these obstacles are exhausted. Whereas the opulences themselves they achieve their perfection in Krishna service. Okay, so now, actually, because we all do have other things to do, especially me, I know that I have so many things to do. I'd like to end this class with your kind permission. Śrī Prabhupada ki jai, Śrī Kṛṣṇa Janmāṣṭamī ki jai, Gaur Premanandi Hari Bol ki jai. We can bring that book. Belongs to Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.